Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of the colors and the performance of the national anthems of the Federal Republic of Germany and the United States of America.
Present, colors! Present, arms!
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to present the commander of the NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force Command, Major General Jörg Liebert.
General Walters, Generals, Commanders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, men and women of the force, good afternoon. It is with great pleasure that I'm able to welcome you to NATO Awacs-basis for this dual change of command ceremony. First of all, I would like to thank the Supreme Commander Europe, General Walters, for honoring us with his presence here today. Sir, thank you for your leadership that has enabled NATO's success in today's challenging strategic environment. I will shortly oversee the handover of the NATO EVA component from Brigadier General Brian McDaniel to Brigadier General Stefan Neumann. But before I do so, just a few words about Brigadier General Brian McDaniel, without whose exceptional leadership the component would not be in such a strong place and have not seen so much success. Brigadier General Brian McDaniel, Brian, you have been a highly valued commander, colleague, and family man, and I would like to express my sincere thanks to you for your hard work and dedication over the last 3 years as the EVA component commander, which has seen the force go from strength to strength. Brian, since your arrival at Rhein-Gardenkirchen on 20 July 2018, when you assumed your position as a component commander, your astute leadership, political awareness, and charisma have enabled you to successfully deal with unprecedented operational, administrative, and work safety challenges, particularly through the COVID-19 pandemic, where you led as chairman of the Force's COVID Advisory Board. This has ensured the best interests of the Force, its personnel and families were met, keeping us safe, whilst ensuring that the continuing demands of the mission were fulfilled. Your sense of humor and sound guidance have lightened situations where not only were you able to talk with passion to personnel and their families, but also show your many talents as a leader. What you have achieved has been impressive and ensured that the most demanding of tasks, including the delivery of all North Atlantic Council Task Air Battle Management Command and Control missions and operations during the COVID crisis, were achieved. Your strategic insight and proactive engagement regarding both politically and strategically important operations was instrumental to the continued success of the EVA mission, ensuring mutual support to NATO nations while assuring effective and efficient procedures to meet North Atlantic Council directed missions. Through your tenacious leadership, the component has flown over 2,500 sorties, adding up to 15,000 hours and 8,000 aircraft controlled, while all facing significant staffing challenges and, of course, the COVID pandemic. I have been most impressed that you have also made it your mission to ensure that the component does not lose out on the essential training that we gain by hosting the US Air National Guard tanker units. Over the past year, you have worked tirelessly to ensure the return to Gardenkirchen once again. As the senior rater of the significant number of US personnel who serve here on the force, you have been a true advocate for your people's welfare, and it was not lost on me how much effort you have put into ensuring that they receive the personnel and professional support they need to ensure they have a great assignment here. Thank you for the time you have put in with your senior national representative and support unit to ensure the relationship between the force and the US Air Force is as strong as ever. Finally, I would also like to thank your wife Deborah and daughters Helen and Marlene for supporting you during your assignment here. And Helen, thank you for your great singing. It was absolutely fantastic. Thanks a lot. It was really much appreciated. Well done. As you all know, the family of a military member is a central pillar of support while serving the nation. For that, Deborah, I offer you our sincere gratitude and wish you and your family continued success and happiness in the future. Once again, Brian, thank you for your dedication and commitment. I wish you every success at your tour at the Pentagon. It has been an honor and a pleasure working with you during your assignment here at Geigenhöfen. Whilst we now bid farewell to one commander, we are exceptionally fortunate to welcome Brigadier General Stefan Neumann, an equal motivated and highly capable leader, to assume command of the E3A component. He will be joined by his wife Anja and his son Till. Stefan comes to Geigenkirchen from the Federal Ministry of Defense, where he was branch head of equipment and in-service support for air transport, special mission and maritime aircraft, and in this role he provided advice on strategic procurement and life cycle management on transport aircraft as well as air and missile defense. Whilst this is his first assignment with NATO, he is no stranger to the requirements of the international environment world, where his vast experience and insight into the political military decision-making experience will prove of great benefit to the force. Stefan, there will be many challenges ahead, as there have been over the last 39 years of the force, and I feel sound in the knowledge that I'm placing this responsibility in your highly capable hands. I am sure that the Awacs will continue to prosper and to be a highly valued option of preference for the Alliance, supported by the dedicated and highly motivated team. I wish you every success in your future as the component commander. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force E3 component, Brigadier General Charles McDaniel.
Good afternoon, everyone. General Walters, generals, commanders, chiefs, distinguished guests, local community leaders, and ladies and gentlemen and women of the E3A component. I don't need to leave because I can't even say it anymore. The E3A component. Thank you for being here this afternoon. First off, I would like to thank the planning committee for all the hard work in making this happen. This is normally not an easy feat, and you throw COVID on top of it, it doesn't make it any easier, so thank you for the effort that you have given to make this happen today. Thank you, Major General Lever. Sir, I appreciate your words and have enjoyed the time we've had together over the past 3 years. I believe our tour experienced great success. I appreciate the latitude, the trust you gave me to command the component and get the JOB done. Throughout our time together, though, I've always known you to be a stoic and steadfast leader. But I have to say, one of the highlights of my tour here, though I didn't see it in person, I did see the pictures, was to see you smile from ear to ear. You saw the whole Harlem Globetrotters, and you got to meet them. I don't think I've ever seen the man smile that long since I've been here. It was a great thing to see, because he's not even doing it now. So I can't even get a laugh before I leave. Come on, sir, you got to give me one laugh before I leave. Give me a smile. Come on. I tried. So see, that's why I'm leaving after 3 years. I tried my best. But again, sir, thank you for your leadership, your mentorship, and most of all, your friendship, Doc. distinguished guests and local leaders, I appreciate all your interactions and the opportunity to immerse myself in your local community. The role you played in the success of the base was paramount as the members lived there and they were able to relax in your community. Thank you for supporting of NATO members and their families assigned to Albuquerque. I would like you to know that I will continue to keep your communities in my thoughts and prayers as they recover from the destructive floods and for those that lost their lives a couple of weeks ago. A special thank you goes out to the command staff, which is my second family. I spend just as many hours with them as I do with my own, both the NATO and the U.S. Bass, Ida, Chief, Urko, Blair, John, Chelsea, Ricky, and Sam. I appreciate all of you keeping me focused. The relationship we were able to cultivate as a group is one I will always cherish. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. To the men and women of the E3A component, at the change of command ceremony 3 years ago, I finished my speech with a quote by Theodore Roosevelt about the characteristics that is in all of us, which would drive us towards excellence and success. If you remember, it went like this. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotion, who spends himself in a worthy cause, at the best knows the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory or defeat. You all demonstrated that you are warriors and mission-focused. Your schedule is full of constant TDYs, multitude of visitor groups, and a healthy event calendar. But you did not let that stop you. You took the good, the bad, the ugly, and turned it into success. For example, you overcame an internal security plan that had not been updated since 1992, and a security audit that did not go in our favor. But you turned the ship around. You passed another audit a year later. You created best practices, which the inspection team is now introducing to other NATO units. You revamped a training program that will now consider an individual's experience, which will save millions each year by cutting out unnecessary training. You evaluated multimodal transportation options for routine movements, saving €4 million in contract costs. You revived maintenance practices and obtained a 10-year low in attrition rate, completed aircraft upgrades, and prepared the fleet and its crews for the €1 million final life extension program. You orchestrated an international festival where 1,200 members and their families enjoyed free food, music from 19 different nations to learn from each other. You did all that. Well done. One of your greatest accomplishments, though, was realized when the COVID-19 pandemic forced you to alter work schedule, rework your processes to meet mission requirements. You came in each day and executed all mission requirements in 2020, and you're on track to meet the requirements in 2021. You continue to show up as your children transition back and forth of digital learning environment as the local regulations change daily, sometimes putting additional burdens on you in order to just get to work. Some of you were separated from your families for an extended period of times as national travel regulations continuously changed and prevented you from transiting. You executed a hard crew concept throughout all wings to prevent the spread of the virus, which was not easy, but it ensured that JOB was accomplished. I could not be more proud of what you have been able to accomplish these past 75 weeks and during my tour. See, you were in the arena. Your faces were marred with dust and sweat. You were bruised and battered. But you strived to do what was right and what was needed. You did it with devotion and enthusiasm. And now you know high achievement, the worthy cause of freedom. You can't stop now. Continue to search out ways to make your work centers more efficient. Refuse to settle and keep pressing forward. The E3A component is not made up of cold and timid souls who neither know victory or defeat. You're a group of men and women who have proven again and again you will be there in the arena, striving valiantly, devoted to the mission, each other, and NATO. Your next commander, Brigadier General Neumann, is the right person at the right time. You're getting a true professional, an exceptional leader, and a change manager. I know you will support him as you supported me. He will do great things for you all and will continue the success of the E3A component. Brigadier Neumann would like to welcome you, Anna and Yasuki, and the family to GK. The component is prepared to experience high achievement under your leadership as it enters its 40th year. If you have any questions on why I did something, just ask Dad. All right, he knows what I did. I have an unlisted phone number, so no calls, please. Again, good luck. You will definitely have a blast. Enjoy your time. Now for the hardest part of my speech, I'm going to look over to this side because I'm not looking over here. Deborah Helen, good morning. Thank you. She still doesn't work. You've all been my pillar throughout this assignment. I enjoyed our travels around Europe, and I'm grateful we were able to squeeze several in the last few months. And during the end here, I will treasure this assignment forever because it's when I got to see my two young girls grow into two young ladies. And go Vols. You both are strong and have a wonderful future ahead of you. I love you both. Deborah, you know what I'm thinking. You know what I want to say. And now everybody's seeing what happens when I try to say it. So what I'll just do is I'll just give you the nod. And I'll cut all that out so I don't have to sit up here and sweat my eyeballs out. So I want to thank you again. 30 years in October. Wow. What can I say about that? I just want everybody to know from the bottom of my heart, this has been one of the most pleasant and exceptional experiences I've had in my life. I owe it to each and every one of you. I will never forget you because you must remember. We are! Thank you all. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, the band will now play John Philip Sousa's The Thunderer in honor of Brigadier General McDeath. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated for the NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force E3A component change of command, presided by Major General Leland.
Right, attention!
The NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force Command E3A component colors are presented.
Sir, I relinquish command.
Brigadier General Stefan Neumann will now assume command.
Sir, I assume command. Parade, rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new E3A Component Commander, Brigadier General Neumann.
General Order, flag officers, command, senior enlisted leaders, distinguished guests, members of the component. General Levert, you have just handed over to me the command of the NATO Airborne Early Warning Control Force E3A component. First of all, I would like to thank all my superiors for the trust they put in me. In my function as component commander, I will pursue the accomplishment of our task and the welfare of my staff members with a high sense of responsibility and great commitment. Let me thank Brigadier McDaniel for an excellent handing over of the official business. You prepared me well indeed for my demanding new job. It's a great feeling to lead an efficient unit which performs its various tasks with high degrees of professionalism. This is true for both the home base, the Garnikirchen, and explicitly for the forward operation bases in Greece, Italy, and Turkey, as well as the forward operation location in Norway. When I visited them last week, I was much impressed by the material sources and the overall performance. After a 4-year term at the Ministry of Defense, I'm very glad to serve again in an active flying unit. Being an air transport pilot, I'm sure you can imagine the feeling of happiness I'm experiencing right now. However, the special feature of this new assignment lies in the nature of this unique NATO unit with some 1,300 personnel from 16 nations. In this multinational setting, all staff members are required to demonstrate a high degree of mutual respect and mutual trust. Excellent professional behavior is essential on all levels. Dear members of the component, that is what you can expect of me, as I, in turn, expect the same of you. Paired with your high qualification, we will tackle the various current and new tasks as a highly committed team. In this way, the E3A component will continue to provide its outstanding capabilities, especially in support of NATO operations. Major General Kumpel, a warm welcome to you and your family, Jennifer, Noah, Avery, Griffin, here in Germany. I'm looking forward to an intensive and trustful cooperation with you. You can rely on my personal support and you can count on the capabilities of my proud component in the future as well. In conclusion, I would like to thank the numerous guests, high-ranking, for their participation in this event. I deem this participation in appreciation and acknowledgement for the daily work of the unit staff. Many of the staff members and the families live here in the Garnikirchen area, and some of them even have their homes across the border in the Netherlands or Belgium. Many of them are detached by their countries with component for approximately 3 years to provide an important contribution to NATO. I would like to express a warm welcome to you and your families. In my function as the highest ranking German officer, I will help do everything in power to ensure that you will enjoy your time in Germany and be able to become familiar with the variety of our culture. In this regard, I am looking forward to an open dialogue with the representatives from from the public sector, particularly from the country and communities. Brigadier McDaniel, Pepper, and Marnie, it was a pleasure to meet you here in Gelsenkirchen. Wish you a safe at home and all the best to you. Thank you very much for your attention, and please stay in your hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present the Supreme Allied Commander Hero, General Todd Walters.
Let me start by making sure that we take care of the obvious. About 17 minutes ago, a young patriot stood up and did a fantastic job of singing our national anthem. So please join me in a round of applause for that young McDaniel lady singing of that great song. Well done. Flag officers, CSOs, distinguished guests, and most importantly, to the warriors that represent the NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force. It's great to be in your company. Let me extend my personal and professional thanks to all those patriots who put together this live and virtual ceremony. And let me extend that thanks to the entire Island region for all you've done to ensure that the chaos of COVID is not transformed into a security crisis. And on behalf of a proud NATO, let me extend my condolences to all those impacted by COVID and all those impacted by the recent floods. We wish all of Germany the best. 3 short years ago, Major General Jürgen Leber, in this very same hangar, took command of the force. And from that second to this very second, he's committed himself to the relentless pursuit of accomplishing every task possible to generate peace. And if Jürgen and I would have sat down 3 years ago and mapped out what the future looked like, we would have never believed it. He's accomplished a miracle with this force and your support. He was in a position to where his force was compromised, and he had to do everything within his power to ensure that the force didn't fall and COVID didn't become a security crisis. And on top of the challenges with the force, he had to ensure that the mission endured. And he had several challenges along the way, aside from COVID. The transition of the UK E3 force and the obvious service life extension program of our Awacs aircraft. And Jürgen understood this. NATO is the greatest alliance in history. And it is because it's steadfast in support to the campaign of unequal indications and warnings, command and control, and mission command. And this force bore the responsibility to lead from the front in all of Europe for mission command. It must have been and remains a no-fail mission. And your performance and this force's performance in that endeavor was nothing shy of miraculous. And we all thank you for your blood, sweat, and tears to ensure that the mission endured and command and control remained strong for all of NATO and all of Europe. On behalf of a grateful NATO, we wish you and Grit the calmest of seas as you press slightly east towards Cologne and towards Bonn, back home. And you're in a position where you'll have the opportunity serve your great German Air Force, led by Ingo Gerhardt, the Luftwaffe. And on behalf of a grateful force and a grateful NATO, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you, Jürgen, congratulations, and yes, we hope you smile. Please join me in a round of applause. Well, we won the lottery in NATO. We got Major General Thomas a renowned United States Air Force leader with an impressive combat history in his repertoire. He's a professional military aviator from the United States Air Force. And Nuck has a PhD in taking care of people. He's dedicated his entire professional life to rescue. And he's had command of one of the most prestigious wings in our entire United States Air Force, the 23rd Wing at Moody Air Force Base in the United States. But more importantly than all that is this: I know that Nuck and Jen and the 3 kids are the happiest 5 people in all of Germany. Because for the last 2.5 years, Nuck has had the good fortune to serve at the Pentagon in our United States Department of Defense. And he's had the golden opportunity to work 9 days a week, 29 hours a day, 450 days a year for the last 2.5 years. And his office was buried down in the basement of the Pentagon, and every time he performed well, he was served more work. It's one of those great tours that I know that you're happy that it's over with, and here he is in field command of this force in Geilenkirchen, Germany, and I know that he and Jen and the kids are very, very excited. Thomas, there's a lot of things we can tell you right now about what we believe will enhance your success. And the beauty of getting you to command this force is very simple. You've achieved miraculous success for the duration of your career. And the best thing that you can do is to continue to lead this force the comfortable way, your way. And with that, you will achieve tremendous success. Let me close by addressing the powerful patriots, the women and men who represent the force. You took a pledge to support the 1 million citizens that live in Europe. It is a daunting task. But as we heard previously, because you've taken the opportunity to be part of the solution and not part of the problem, and because you have the fortitude to jump into the middle of the arena, the middle of the field, the middle of the ceremony, and do whatever it takes to achieve unparalleled command and control, you give us peace. And we beg of you to continue on course and on glide slope in that endeavor. Thank you very much, and God bless the force.
Ladies and gentlemen, the band will now play John Philip Sousa's Stars and Stripes Forever in honor of General Boltus.
and the world too. 3 years and 9 months later, I now find myself saying a sad farewell to the force that I have had the honor and privilege to command, and I will for sure never forget this highlight in my military career. My sincere thanks to the people of the force, without whose immense efforts as a 17-nation multinational force located not only here at Geilenkirchen, but also at RAF Wellington and the forward operating bases and location, we would not be able to deliver the air power effect that we do. Whether delivering operations or exercises at home or in employed theaters, your efforts have been essential in delivering mission-assured success for the Alliance. The force remains an indomitable symbol of NATO's presence and unity of the Alliance, bringing a very effective and credible military capability to the operational theater. My profound gratitude goes out to each and every member of the force for your contribution in making this possible. There have been many notable achievements in the last 3 years, of which I will mention a few. These include the flight deck and simulator modernization, communications upgrades, support the numerous operations and exercises that provided an unequivocal statement of our operational capabilities and reliability. We celebrated 70 years of collective defense under the NATO umbrella as part of a NATO-wide high-level recognition activity. The HQ Airworthiness, Safety and Quality Division successfully prepared military certificates of airworthiness for the Awacs fleet. The Engineering, Maintenance and Logistics Support Division completed a year-long effort to develop the NG 2022 Statement of Work to provide depot-level maintenance requirements for the next decade, and on top of that, we saw the highest mission-capable aircraft rates with an excess of 80%. This was the highest rate in years. Volunteers from the NEW and C-Force units and security squadron personnel were able to support key VIP visits with the key security measures, allowing visits from France President Emmanuel Macron, the King of Spain, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and more recently, the Chairman of the Military Committee, to name some of our most distinguished visitors. Lastly, when the newly purchased remote tower system will become operational, our airfield services squadron will be the first unit in NATO to operate a remote tower on an airbase with an active operational flying unit. At the beginning of 2020, overnight the corona pandemic hit the world and the force, causing the majority of GK activities to be cancelled, facilities closed, with only the essential services for our operations being sustained. Luckily, as time progressed, and due to the diligent development of safety protocols by the Base Support Wing Services Squadron, the majority of services were able to reopen under strict COVID-19 rules. The medical squadron's capability profile had to be completely rewritten almost overnight. With ongoing and almost unchanged requirements for regular operations, the COVID-19 pandemic brought a large number of new responsibilities. A COVID-19 Situation Center had to be set up and operated, and a hotline established, operating 24/7. Structures for the documentation and reporting of cases and contact persons were also set up. The contribution of the medical squadron has been vital throughout the pandemic, especially in the rollout of COVID testing and ultimately the COVID vaccination campaign. With the introduction of newly developed COVID-19 mitigation procedures in the early summer of 2020, the deployments to the FOBs in support of both operations and training was able to resume. The force was also able to support many more exercises, including Red Flag in the USA, Cold Response in Norway, ALTOS and Ramstein Ally in the Baltics, Joint Warrior in the UK, and TLP in Spain. The force has certainly gone that extra mile over the last few years, and you all have been part of it, and with this outstanding achievement, enhancing our unrivaled reputation and status across NATO. Thank you so much. The success of our force members cannot occur without support from home, and I'm sincerely indebted to the families and friends of our team for their unwavering support and their understanding of the hardships that inevitably go hand in hand with any operational military assignment. Finally, Keith, Brian, and the change of command team, thank you for putting on this special ceremony here today. I'm most grateful for your concerted efforts in ensuring a successful event. Before the change of command commences, I would like to extend my personal welcome to Major General Thomas E. Humpel and his wife, Jennifer Benfer, and sons. I have had the opportunity to show Thomas elements of the force over the last few weeks, and I'm exceptionally proud to be leading the force in such capable hands. With Thomas' leadership, I'm sure the force will continue to prevail. I wish you and Jennifer every success with this incredible team here in Chicago. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so grateful and honored to have been given the opportunity of this outstanding posting here at Chicago. And members of the force, I'm so proud that I could be a member of this fantastic team. I really enjoyed it. Thank you all, and many happy days.
Ladies and gentlemen, the band will now play the Flieger March in honor of Major General Lee. Control Force Chain of Command.
Right. Attention.
The NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force Command colors are presented.
Sir, I relinquish command.
Major General Kunkel will now assume command.
Sir, I assume command.
Right. Rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force Commander, Major General Kunkel.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am the last man before we get out of here. Distinguished guests, mission partners, local leaders, family and friends, and especially the men and women of the NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force, thank you for joining us today. For those of you that have had the journey here, especially thank you for taking the time to travel and join us in person today. Your presence under these circumstances signifies the importance of today's event. General Walters, thank you for your leadership in SACUR and for the opportunity to command in this position of special trust and to serve the personnel from the many nations that make up the NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force. To our local partners, civic leaders, thank you for being here. I know that July has been a difficult month for the region. However, you continue to support the base and its personnel, despite some unprecedented challenges over the last month, and we are grateful for your efforts. I look forward to our continued partnership and getting to know each of you in the next few months, and the tri-border area is already starting to feel like home for us. To the family and friends of our force members, although most were not able to join us today, Jennifer and I are keenly aware of just how essential you are to our mission's success. Your early mornings, late nights, numerous deployments, lockdowns, and nasal swabs, you are a source of comfort and strength. Thank you for supporting the men and women of the force who could not do what they do without you. To my wife, Jennifer, thank you for making me a better man every day. To my children, Noah, Avery, and Griffin, thank you for keeping me young, humble, and focused. Focused on the long game each day. I'm excited for us to experience this assignment as posting and all the opportunities that it will provide us. Major General Rivera, Major General McDaniel, it is not lost on me that this has been a critical time for the force. We've faced many challenges over the past 3 years in an environment where NATO competes with and deters those that would seek to degrade the alliance. It has been through your persistent leadership that the force has been able to meet and even exceed the standards that have been asked of. You have ensured that the force and both components were able to answer the call, and that we are prepared to meet whatever is asked of us today and tomorrow. Brigadier General Newman, congratulations to you and your family. In our short time together, it was easier to tell
and that you are a leader of the highest caliber. And you are the absolute right commander at the right time for the E3A component. I look forward to working with you over the coming years. For our audience members, take a look at the airplane and the vehicles in the back of the hangar. As impressive as all that equipment is as a backdrop, those things don't fix themselves, they don't fly themselves, the radios don't do command and control by themselves. Actually, nothing on space just happens by itself. All of those things are accomplished each day by the men and women that make up the force, represented by the formation here today. You, the members of the force, are the embodiment of the Alliance, and you are the capability that provides the vigilance that NATO demands and accomplishing our mission to detect, to direct, and to dominate the skies. I am honored to be your force commander, teammate, and partner, which I look forward to serving with you and your families as the forces watch from above. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the departure of the official party.
Parade, attention. Parade, rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the change of command ceremony. Buses will be available just